Om, Om, Om. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Brahma Miristriparan Takare. Anushashi Bamisito. Buddhasha Gurusha Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarvigraha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om Hrim Shukraya Namaha. Greetings and welcome to another episode of Cosmic Cream 100. And this is your weekly Astro Video Zine. Now, I've had kind of a late start because I'm still kind of catching up because of my mom's recent passing away. And I just want to thank you people that commented and, gave me their condolences because I appreciate you. I love you. My mom was an incredibly spiritual woman. She was born July 12th, 1935. And so she was born 6 days after the Dalai Lama was born. I think that says a lot. And she passed away New Year's Eve, and my dad also passed away New Year's Eve 6 days earlier, and he was born, I think, like 9 days before Ram Dass was born. So both my parents, they came close to some heavy hitters there in the spiritual realm, and I just have a lot of gratitude towards them. But I do, next week, I'm going to be going to Memorial and stuff, and this is for that week. We're going to just begin it Saturday the 20th, okay? We're gonna, because I'm recording this on a Friday night, and so it'll be Saturday the 20th through Sunday the 28th. I'm doing it a little longer just because I'm gonna be gone for a bit, folks, and heading down to Southern California to San Diego and Orange County. And I'm grateful for you all. So let's, the moon on Friday was in Bharani. It went into Kritika on Friday night. That's where it is right now. It'll be in Kritika most of the day Saturday. So what can we say about the Kritika moon? The Kritika moon's in the constellation of Taurus. Okay, so, and Kritika moon is actually considered to be an exalted moon. Kritika is ruled by the sun. It's located in the Pleiades. And since this is where in Vedic astrology and Jyotish the moon is actually exalted, it's, it brings about a lot of wisdom. Its ruling deity is Agni, the god of fire. And so it's like symbolic of purification. I guess in Western tradition, you could say the fire is like symbolic of the Holy Spirit in a lot of ways. I often think about Malcolm X, who had his sun sign was in Kritika Nakshatra, which in Western astrology would cover the end of Taurus and the beginning of Gemini. So that's where we'd see it. So tomorrow in Western astrology, the moon's going to be in Gemini. The other thing that happens is on the 20th is that the sun goes into Aquarius. And the other thing that happens is that Pluto goes back into Aquarius. So we've got this whole thing with Pluto and the sun. That's super transformation, but it's also kind of explosive. There's all these silly wars going around in the world because, greedy people can't get enough of their military-industrial complex for some reason. And there's a lack of legitimate compassion, and which is allowing understanding of other people, their cultures, their ways. There's no excuse for this violent stuff. I mean, if you really have to be in self-defense, that's one thing, but most of this stuff is random. It hurts mostly civilians now. It's nutso. This isn't like when Celtic warriors were kings leading the way. They'd lead. They wouldn't let their knaves, their pawns lead a battle. They would take risks themselves, because that's what a true warrior heart is. You don't put the responsibility on others and make less of them or less of your cause, like they're expendable or something. True royalty takes on the real responsibility. And because so much of the responsibility of economic injustice falls on the poorest people to the middle class, this is total, this is garbage. This is inequity. And if you want to put the wrath of God on you, this is the kind of behavior to have. So I'm optimistic that good things will happen in 2024, but I'm also notably cautious that there's a lot of darkness in the works. There's a lot of energy that isn't indicative of the highest, most sattvic qualities, which is what I like to bring in my forecast and bring to you as you're going. And so real leadership is being able to bring out the best, and it brings the support to the weakest members of society rather than the annihilation of them. So it's something to consider, because it's like it's going to be based on compassion rather than that. So, okay, so Sun moving into Aquarius. What's the thing about that in Western astrology is Aquarius is a sign of the human. It's the sign that we associate socializing with. It's a sign that we associate revolution, people that don't fit into the societal norms. I guess being queer is part of the Aquarius thing, and because of that, pushing social boundaries, it gives people a lot of freedom to express themselves. I like that, although I feel like we're moving into a direction now where it's like liberals are no longer liberals and conservatives seem to be more concerned with liberty. It's a very strange switch of paradigms over the last 3 years, and I wouldn't trust either side, to be honest with you. I think they're both crazy. We're going to do this, though. I'm not really political, so I can't get into too much. I do love peace, and I do love compassion, love, and understanding. And we're going to go sign by sign, of course, starting with you, Aries. And we're going to get through this whole wild week that we have ahead of us. So, first of all, greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So, where's the activity at? Well, the Aquarius activity is in your 11th house. So, because, in Aries, everything's doubly charged because the houses match the signs, So, is it intense being an Aries sun in Western astrology? I would imagine it is. And there's benefits for you. I mean, this could transform your finances. Now, I think it's really interesting having Uranus, which is in Taurus. That's your money. That's also a money sign for you, is going direct. And then the 11th house is also a money house. So it just seems like there's going to be some financial changes for you. And I think that most of it's going to be really positive. Mars in Capricorn in your 10th house in your midheaven. That's an exalted Mars. You got to love that. And I just think you're going to move forward in a good way for at least this week. I'm not saying, it'll be good. Even next weekend is going to be great. You'll be in your heart because the moon will be, watch, you got to watch your health. But as we go through the week, things are going to progress marvelously, darling. Marvelous. So, greetings, Taurus. I hope you're feeling marvelous today. Now, of course, yesterday, or Friday, the moon was in Taurus. Today, the moon's moving into Gemini in Western astrology. So we got to do this. Boom. That's also second house. That's a money house for you. So There's some financial things happening. This is the one to really kind of watch yourself right now. There's somebody that doesn't have your back, and there's this desire that has no bottom that you're going to probably experience some karma with this year. And so it's just something to kind of look at here and pay attention to your dreams. Do you get any messages in your dreams? What's going on in your dream world? I think, finances in your social life are somewhat stable. It's really good to be in some kind of spiritual practice with other people. I find it really interesting that they shut down churches and temples way back when in the lockdown. And, the lies that were told to us, you won't spread it, won't get it, all that stuff turned out to be not true. So, sorry, it's like a forbidden truth or something. I don't know what it was saying YouTube. Whatever they say, their official narrative has got to be right because they're officially wealthy and powerful. And they love their power. No. Oh, it's really fun. It's funny to watch those Jimmy Dore clips of like people, what they said, and then what they say. It's like, I never lied. I always... Come on now, people. Well, greetings, Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope. So, moon in the first house this weekend and probably up through Monday. You're looking at both sides of the story, and that's a good thing. That's why we love like poets like Allen Ginsberg, who wrote The Howl and The American Prayer, or the musician Bob Dylan. I mean, these people are both geniuses at showing the other side of a story, and that's the gift of Gemini. The gift is communication. Mercury's still in Capricorn, so it's like people are kind of more talking about the nuts and bolts of things. And I think when you're going through an 8th house transit, there's a lot of things that aren't in your control. It can be other people's property, other people's money. Of course, Sun moving into Aquarius is indicative of a better time for you, but Pluto's there too. So this is not like your typical Sun in the 9th house transit. I mean, you might want to travel and do things, but there could also be some delays and some things that are not so, you got to, sometimes what I'll say is the best strategy is when things seem like they're going wrong or they're very challenging, give thanks for the challenge. Give thanks that God's on the throne and knows what he's doing in something that may not be working for you. And by keeping a mindset like that, saying a prayer, saying a mantra, putting things out towards, hey, I'm wanting that light of love, of truth, of forgiveness and faith to come through. That'll get you through. That'll get you through a lot better than, just, take a deep breath. It's all good, because it is. And greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. So I know that on Tuesday, the 23rd, and on also on Wednesday, the 24th, the moon's going to be in Cancer. And it is, we're heading towards, we also have a full moon, I believe, on Thursday. Let's look at this again here. Or, yeah, or at least I thought. Yes, we do. We have a full moon at 9:54 a.m. on Thursday in the most, auspicious of all moons. The moon will be in Leo in Western astrology, but it'll be in the actual constellation of Cancer in a lunar mansion known as Pushama or Pusha, and it's considered to be the most auspicious of all the nakshatras. This is where Jupiter gets exalted. This is where things that are really rough actually get softened, and things that are really benefic, they get enhanced. So for my Cancer people, this could mean like Thursdays could be a financial breakthrough, but kind of like Tuesday and Wednesday are power days for you. I mean, Aquarius in general, it's, it's like, this is eighth house, I don't, if I said, oh, this is going to be a great month for you, everything's going to be easy peasy, I'd be like, well, let's kind of back down. Now, if you get in your spiritual life and you help out other people and you don't expect to be, center of attention and wonderful la la land, you'll make it through fine, And if things are getting hard, whenever you have an ace house transit, ask other people for help. This is actually when other people help you best. So it's really a good transit for yard sales and just kind of underground economies. It's kind of interesting. Your spouse will probably do well. Okay, greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, for Leo, this is kind of like the eye of the hurricane, Aquarius season. This is your partnership sign. And, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's pretty hard to get a sign that's key phrase is I will with another sign that says I know. I mean, so it's like the battles between the will and knowledge, and the status. Leo in a lot of ways is a very big supporter of love and the heart, but it's also a big supporter of status quo in some ways. Looking at Bill Clinton, I think that's a really good example of that kind of activity. I won't go Benito Mussolini territory or anything on you. Oh wait, I just did. Sorry. Jerry Garcia, the Grateful Dead. There we go. That's a little more neutral. He did his Jerry best. I think what Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus, one of those guys was a Leo, greatest show on earth, and so Aquarius time, one of the things about the seventh house too is that it relates to career because it's 10 houses away from the 10th house. And these are old, Vedic astrology secrets. I don't think a lot of Western astrologers use them. Maybe Greek Western astrologers might use these because, you can't really do general horoscopes without doing whole house systems. It just does not work, folks. And there's an irony, I think, in Western astrology that they have these extended houses for the latitudes, and stuff, but they're not really using actual constellations. I'm like, how do they, I know it works. I've done it and I'm doing it, but it is kind of weird. Here's the good news. I say with Mars and Capricorn in your 6th house, and Venus being there too, it's like time to work out. It's time to get yourself more physically active. Mercury's there. You could use a little healing right now. Health issues are definitely something that we've all had to look at and address over the last several years, and you are no exception to the rule. And here we go into the land of Virgo. Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, look at this. Look at how every Graha planet is on the western side of the zodiac, which is our relationship to other people primarily. So it's like, in order for you to get me time, I mean, I don't have it here, but, the South Node is over there in Libra. It's kind of like in your finances and stuff. And so it's sort of like what you're going to have to work on is stabilizing what your values are and what your needs are, while other people are screaming at what their needs are. Because there's a lot of that, because it's a lot of other people. So it's a lot of negotiation. And Aquarius time is about service for Virgos. In some ways, Aquarius time for Virgos or Virgo risings or Virgo moons makes you more Virgo than thou. And because you're helping out others and you're having to watch your health and all of these type of things. So, and especially with Pluto there in the mix, I mean, what I would look at it as, this is a time it's really a gift to transform your health, to make it better. You know, and yeah, there's even people in their 60s, 70s, 80s that can turn their health around for better. So and most of you are younger than that, and I just want to give you encouragement in that area. All right. So, greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, it's like kind of like happy days are here again. Sun's in your fifth house in Aquarius. I mean, Pluto's there. Uranus is direct in Taurus, another Venus ruled sign. I mean, if you're one of those people that romanticize revolution, which I certainly was as a younger person, I'd say, it's on. Things are on. But I would say, although there's a lot of demonstrations of courage and things like that in revolutions, it takes a lot more courage to be a resolutionist rather than a revolutionary. Because a resolutionist wants to resolve things with people. So the intention isn't just to, burn buildings and cars and block traffic and we're going to disrupt the flow to let people know our cause. It's kind of like, what can we do to fix things? What can we do to help the people that are actually hurting the most? And I'll tell you, it's probably not blocking traffic and burning buildings. I'm going to be really honest. I mean, the only thing I'd say blocking traffic is you're blocking an arms shipment or something. I get that. Okay. I'll give you guys a pass for that one. But what if behind that arms shipment, there's people that are needing a medical emergency that are on the road and they can't get somewhere, and all because of your valiant revolutionary move, they're dying. Well, some people are going to have to die, and there's always excesses. I'm not there. I'm not down with Mao Zedong. I'm not into that kind of little red book philosophy of revolution. No, we have to watch out for our weakest and most vulnerable members. That will continue. We also don't want to encourage people to make themselves weaker or more vulnerable members either, which there's something weird about that going on these days too. I will not comment. You can comment for me. All right. Well, since it's a water sign, I'm taking my water break. Greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, Aquarius time is really an introspective time for you. It's about working on your house. It's about working on fixed assets, family members, your mother in particular. So, I mean, in my case, this is like, hey, what do you know? I'm, celebrating the memorial of my mother during Aquarius time. So it all makes sense. This astrology stuff, it's amazing how it works, folks. And so let's talk a little bit about Mars. I always like to talk about Mars. I mean, Mars is in the third house, so that is the exalted position of Mars, exalted house for Mars. So at least in Western astrology, Scorpio, you're gaining courage right now. This is like, boom, I'm ready to be my most courageous self. That's beautiful. And it's sometimes like getting rid of evil in the neighborhood. Sometimes you got to have your neighborhood watch or your neighborhood patrol, because I mean, there's people that steal things from other people and hurt other people, and it's unfortunate. But I mean, I just saw this thing of how, like in Canada, they were going to make it illegal for you to use your camera on people that steal things from you, because it's really hurting them, personally. It's like, take responsibility. If you don't want to be hurt personally, don't steal from people. My God, what is wrong with this picture, folks? That we're protecting evildoers all of a sudden? Now, yes, I would agree that a lot of them are vulnerable and this and that, but there's a right way and a wrong way. And just giving people a free pass to do things illegally and extract resources from us, no. This is the definition of terrorism. It's just like, and Scorpio, because Pluto's in Aquarius into the home, it's like peace begins in the home. Transform your soul purpose. Transform your relationship with your mother, with older relatives in your family. your own home, do the transformation work there, and good things will follow. Okay, greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. So, we've got this moon right now this weekend in Gemini, 7th house. It's a romantic weekend for Sagittarius in a lot of ways. Full moon will be in Leo on Thursday morning. It is about this opening to higher wisdom and exotic experiences. And there's some good fortune associated with this. There is some kind of blessing that's going down. And it's like sometimes we have to have faith and bless other people when it might be a stretch for us. It might create a little bit of a hardship to give that extra. But, the Almighty sees that. The divine parents see that. You will get the blessing. The blessing will come eventually. We don't do it for the blessing. We do it because it blesses the Creator. Wants us to be loving. Always giving to us, So we act in that generosity. And this is an introspective, deep time for you. It's kind of hard for you to get out in the world right now, which I know is very un-Sagittarius-like, but just kind of find yourself a little place of peace in it, folks, because this core center of soul work, that's what's going to take you through 2024. This it's all out there and it's crazy and the bombs are going off and blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey, breathe. You're going to do a lot more work to bring peace metaphysically than you will by actually taking major physical action. Okay, greetings Capricorn, welcome to your horoscope. It's all about you, baby, a lot of ways, because there's so many planets here with Mercury, Mars, and Venus. So these are kind of like the personally closer planets, too. And Aquarius time is kind of like where the money is. So there's going to be some financial changes for you. There's going to be different ways you're going to have of dealing with your finances. And I think overall, this is going to be positive. But like what I said to Sagittarius, this is sort of an introspective time for you. This weekend is kind of about service work, and you just kind of watching your health, maybe exercising a little bit, helping somebody, seeing who you can help, I like Mr. Rogers. He said, his mother said, find out where the helpers are, and that's where you need to be. And I agree. I try to surround myself with good people. Good people come to me. I'm so blessed. And if you're viewing this show, chances are likely you're one of those good people. And here we go. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. So, happy birthday, by the way. People having birthdays this week. I want to give a birthday shout out to Jennifer Anderson, who lives in Grass Valley. I believe she's turning 64 on the 23rd. She's a wonderful person. Also, my dear friend in New York, Natalie Bliss. She's having a birthday. I think she's turning 52. She's just a great dance instructor, DJ. All in all, wonderful queen up there in I think Cooperstown, New York. Somewhere in the lower Hudson River Valley area. So happy birthday to you. And and this also invokes, I think there's other people. Carol's having a birthday this week. Thinking of all my January Aquarius friends. Janine, yes. Janine Dolce or something like that. Anyhow, Janine's having a birthday. Happy birthday to you, Janine. And, in remembrance of John Belushi, whose birthday I think would have been the 24th of January. It made me laugh. I like people that make me laugh. All right. A lot of transformation in your life, especially if you are a January Aquarius. You've got this whole Pluto thing kind of sweeping by you. It's a big deal, So practice self-compassion and compassion for others as you welcome in this new year for yourself. Okay. I mean, I could say more. I could say that, we're going to see a lot of changes in the way we deal with energy, electronics, artificial intelligence, the way we manage water. Those are the things I predict for Pluto and Aquarius time, and I know there's so much more. Well, whoa. Yes, indeed. Energy. Wow. See that? Yep, that happened. That just happened. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. Well, we've got Saturn, Neptune in the first house. I mean, I can go and, this is not to evoke fear, but, in Lost in Space, there was this robot. He was like kind of before there was Alexis, or any of those other people that you could speak to, this robot in Lost in Space would say, danger, 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 Will Robinson, and so it was just crazy. And, the professor would have him, and Bill Money would play Will Robinson, who was like the boy. And so for us, those of us who are like Jen Jonesers watching that show as kids, it's like, yeah, I identify with Will. He's, he's out there in space with all these crazy adults, and we don't know what's happening. And yeah, I mean, then, basically anyone who was born probably with Pluto and Virgo or Neptune and Scorpio, you were born in the space age. You were born when like all this hope and fantasy about where we would go was happening. But for you, Pisces, no matter when you were born, right now you're dealing with some really heavy stuff. Especially if your moon's in Pisces. You're in the middle of Sade Sate. When Saturn goes by your moon sign, it is hard, okay? And there's no real getting out of that. If it's going by your sun, it can be a difficult time, because it's like you feel like that soul shine's a little bit blocked. Saturn's a really cold planet. It's also a very wise planet, gives the greatest rewards. What does Saturn want from you? He wants justice. He wants patience. He wants hard work. He wants you to be okay with embarrassment, okay with being alone, okay with being depressed, okay with a little bit of pain. Yikes, But you know what? This is like a refining process. This is how we polish the jewels. They say that Saturn gives you only jewels and dust. So, I mean, and you've got a 12th house transit, so there's been some loss, Pisces, and, I definitely empathize with you, because I've been through some loss myself. And I think with that knowledge, I'll go back to this. For someone to truly be open, a lot of times you have to have your heart broken. So, as I wrap things up now, I just want to say this is a big week. We've got Uranus going direct. We've had Pluto moving back into Aquarius. And I mean, I've heard it could last 30 years or something. It'd be a long time. I hope to live to see the end of it, but we'll see. Whatever the Creator wants. And we also, we are in Aquarius sometime. The Sun and Pluto are kind of cazimi right now. So there's this transformation going on. And also, beyond that, I just want to say I love you. I care about you. Thank you for your comments. I want to hear more. Tell me about your own personal astrological journey. And we're always learning from each other. And when we stop doing that, we're just stopping completely. So, and if you want to get, a personal reading from me or something, you can send me a message on YouTube and link with me. But don't forget to subscribe, to like.
Share.
And share with a friend. Thank you. Share. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat.